All over this world right now, we live in what I call a toxic food culture, where it's considered normal to eat food. This is the status quo that is statistically proven to cause massive rates of heart disease and cancer and type 2 diabetes and Alzheimer's, and so many people feeling like crap all day long and lethargic and miserable and brain foggy and uncomfortable and bloated in their bellies and overweight. And there is so much misery that stems from this. But the status quo isn't just killing us, it's also killing our planet. It's threatening the viability of future generations to have topsoil, to have water supplies, to have the ability to grow food at all. It's damaging our global climate. And your body and our planet have something very important in common: the capacity to regenerate, the capacity to heal. Inherent in the very DNA of life itself is not just the ability to be born, but to live and to be resilient and to respond.
I went into nutritional science for the first time ever in my life, because MDs in America anyway do not get any nutrition training whatsoever. And because of that lack of training, you kind of grow up in your little medical life thinking, well, it mustn't be that important, because otherwise someone would have mentioned it sometime in the last 25 years. So when I went into the nutritional science, I mean, I knew there was stuff in there, but whoa, mind blown about the depth of knowledge and research, and not just petri dishes and mice, in humans. I mean, across the board, no matter what it is that you're wanting to look at in terms of cause and effect, there were facts there. And so when I went into this science, I went arrogantly to prove that the way I was eating was correct, which was largely Mediterranean diets. Then, wow, it became so abundantly clear, undeniable, irrefutable, that the cellular response inside your body to consuming animal fat and animal protein is everything that feeds and fuels illness, and not just cancer, all of our killers: heart disease, stroke, diabetes, Alzheimer's, obesity.
A plant-based diet brings in what the body needs. It brings in fiber and vitamins, the right amount of protein, the right amount of nutrients, and it skips the thing that the bodies don't need: cholesterol, animal fat, allergenic proteins.
Plant-based diet is better for the environment, it's better for human health, and it's lower in environmental toxins. So we're reducing our exposure to toxins, and we're incorporating nutrients that are important to support our immune health and to help us detoxify from the environmental exposures we may be exposed to.
It will inherently include more than enough fiber. Americans, 97% of Americans do not consume enough fiber.
A plant-based diet is the most effective approach for reducing your risk for all chronic diseases. Whether those chronic diseases are things that happen to your brain, like Alzheimer's disease, whether it's things like Hashimoto's hypothyroidism, whether it's things like fatty liver disease, chronic kidney disease, diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease, you name it. There isn't a single chronic disease that a plant-based diet can't improve. And if you really understand that and you really see the true power of a plant-based diet, then in my opinion, it becomes a no-brainer. And if you want to call it a silver bullet, call it a silver bullet, because it is very, very effective.
I like to look at diet through the lens of our evolutionary biology, and I think a plant-based diet most matches our ancestral diet. We were not hunter-gatherers, we were gather-hunters, and what we gathered was whole food, plant-based.
It is the only diet that's been shown to actually reverse heart disease and prevent many diseases. So from a health perspective, it is powerful. It's medicine. From an environmental perspective, the environmental impact is profound. From an ethical perspective, it's profound. It's the only thing that seems to transcend all of these huge global issues that we face.
A lot of people start eating healthier just for their own personal health, and then realize, just kind of as a little side benefit, oh my God, do you realize the same diet can help the climate crisis? I mean, do you have any idea? And then they're like, wow, that's neat. I was just doing it because, I want to see my grandkids grow up. And now here it is again. It's like, wait a second. Here I was thinking I was just saving the planet and saving my own life. Wait a second. I'm also going to prevent global catastrophe from pandemic disease?
What we do is the most powerful predictor of our health. So things like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and the rest, if you look at even middle of the road studies that show people eating more fruits, more vegetable, exercising a bit, keeping their weight at a healthy range below obesity, not smoking. Even in these people, the rates of, for example, heart attacks, of strokes, and of diabetes go down by almost 90+%, even in the middle of the road. So instead of buying into the hype and the fear mongering and all the rest of this, what we need to go back to is the science and the data that exists. That if you are one of those people in the Western world who's carrying extra weight, today's your day. Today's your day to bring that weight down and start now. If you're one of those people who's on blood pressure meds or diabetic meds or has chronic inflammation, today's your day. Do not wait. So coronavirus may be that wake-up call to you to say, I've been putting this off, and I've been saying I'll do it one day. I've been watching Tobias and the team, but I just haven't done it over the last couple of years. Well, today's your day. Now's your time, right? Don't wait. Don't stop. This is your moment, because you can maximize your immune system and you can radically reduce your risk of both chronic diseases, which are most likely to kill you, as well as reduce your risk of uncommon diseases, which will likely not even be part of your story.
I would like to see a world where there's balance between nature and human populations. A world that we realize we're not the main act, we're part of a much broader, wider, richer tapestry of biodiversity.
Now, a selfish consumer is driven by what is called the ego. And ego is the self separated from the rest. But we need to move from an egocentric thinking, where man is the center, you're at the center, into an ecocentric thinking, that we are part of the web of life. Our food makes us. And our gut microbiome is the most important part of it. It's now being called the second brain. The multitude of phytochemicals derived from a diet rich in diverse plants, combined with the array of perfectly matching sensory mechanisms in our gut, synchronizes our internal ecosystem, our gut microbiome, with the world around us. And I have another book I wrote a foreword to with a chef and the leading scientist in France, Seralini, who did the first work on the GMO and the cancer, and was attacked by Monsanto. All of us who've spoken the truth have been attacked and attacked and attacked. But the beauty about speaking and living the truth is you don't get exhausted. And beyond a point, they do.